Good evening to one and all. On behalf of VS College of Pharmacy, I welcome you all to this motivational session on design thinking, critical thinking, 7 innovation design, which is being organized by the Institute Innovation Council of VS College of Pharmacy as a part of our quarter 2 calendar. I also extend my welcome to the faculty members of VS College of Pharmacy, students, and the participants. Before we begin with the session, I request the audience to post your questions in the chat box. These questions will be answered at the end of the session. I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Sagar Gokhale sir. Dr. Sagar Gokhale is a chemical engineer with MTech in Bioprocess Technology and Doctorate in Food Engineering and Technology from Institute of Chemical Technology, or previously known as UDCT, Mumbai. He has worked as senior scientist in one of the leading food company, General Mills India Private Limited, for few years and then become an entrepreneur. Currently, he runs a business named Ujman Food Bio, which is involved in food product manufacturing, especially health and wellness products. During his MTech and PhD research, he has published more than 12 research papers in peer reviewed journals. Apart from professional front, his interests are astronomy, trekking, and history of foods. He is working as honorary secretary of Jyotirvidya Paristamta, which is India's oldest association of amateur astronomers. In the field of astronomy, his interests are deep sky observation and astrophotography. Is also conducting research on variable stars at Jyotirvidya Parisamstha. With this brief introduction, now I request Dr. Gokhale sir to enlighten us with design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Prajakta, for the nice introduction. And I thank Dr. Mushtaq and all the team of VS College of Pharmacy for inviting me today for this lecture. Very good afternoon to all the faculty members and student friends. So let me share my slides. Just give me a minute. Okay. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay. So today I will be talking on critical thinking and innovation design through mind mapping. So mind mapping is a brainstorming technique, and I don't know how much of you have heard the word mind mapping before. Okay. So I think many of you might have heard this word mind mapping for the first time, but I'm sure that you will learn a new technique which you can use in many fields of your life. It will help you to think critically and innovatively. So although I am saying that it is a brainstorming tool, it can be used to take notes in your class, or while your teaching is teaching you, or it can be uh, while you're reading book you can take a notes, or it can be used for planning any event, or planning a project, or planning a business plan, business project, etc. So this technique, I'm sure at the end of this session you will be introduced to a new tool, and I'm sure it will be very helpful in your professional life as well. So this is how a mind map looks like, and the heading or the title of the slide. So if you see the slide, there is no title for the slide, but the sorry, but the heading or the title is the central theme, and it is written at the center of the slide. So here the central theme is mind mapping, because I am introducing you to this mind mapping. So the title or the central theme, the mind mapping, I have written at the center, and then you can see the branches are coming out from the central theme, and then we have sub branches to the main branches. Okay, so we can make use of keywords or images while making mind map. Then the mind mapping can be used for planning the things like project planning, event planning, setting up the goals, planning the strategies, etc. For example, you want to start a research project. Then, for planning of the project, you will first do the literature survey and then brainstorm on how to go about the project. The one thing which I wanted to tell you here is, if you do brainstorming in groups, then it is more beneficial because everyone will bring some different perspective to the same thing that we are discussing. So, becoming sorry. So brainstorming should always be done in groups and not just sitting alone. So if you just sit alone thinking about your project and do some plan on the paper, I'm very sure that if you do the same thing in group, then it will be more beneficial and you will come up with more and more ideas. So, coming back to the planning, when you brainstorm, you will think about the methodologies to solve the problem. Then, what instruments will be needed, what chemicals, what labware will be needed, etc. Maybe which analytical methods will be used in the project. Will you need any external help, etc. So, this planning becomes more easy when you use mind mapping technique. Sorry. We get the entire landscape of the project in one view. Then next is creativity. When you start writing the keywords on paper, automatically new idea will float in your mind. More innovative ideas will be generated. So at the end, I am planning to take one activity. Let's see how time permits, but it will be more clear how more and more ideas will get generated when you start writing on the paper and start making a mind map. Okay. Then next is productivity. Since you get entire landscape in one view, planning becomes more efficient. There is less chance that you will miss something or some steps in the work in hand, and can be planned more effectively. Then next is collaboration. So when we'll see the use of the online mind mapping tools, then collaborative tools will be more clear. But it is useful tool for teamwork. You can assign the work to the individual in the team, set the deadlines, etc. Then online tools help in creating shared mind maps, and through the same, one can share the work completed or attach files, etc., and mark that task is done, and the manager gets the view of the entire project in one click. And the last one is benefits are like getting overview of entire plan in the one view. While presenting on any topic, you may just have a mind map on a slide and present the entire topic, or you may use it as a graphical abstract uh, of the topic. So while writing a research paper, many times graphical abstract needs to be submitted. So mind mapping is one good technique which can be used to share as a graphical abstract. Mind mapping can also be used for study or taking notes in lecture, etc. And it becomes easy to memorize your notes. So people have shared their experiences that while studying, they have made a mind map, and even after 10 years, if they just have a look at the mind map, then they remember all the details of the topic. The structure of the mind map resembles neural network in the brain, and hence brain can remember the things easily in the mind map. The lastly, it's a fun to make and present the mind map, simple and fast to make the same. Okay. Uh, then little bit about the introduction. Introduction to mind mapping technique. So this technique was invented by Tony Buzan in 1970s. As I already said, the way in which mind map is prepared and read, it naturally suits the functioning of the neural network in the brains, and hence it becomes more effective. This technique is quick and easy to implement, easily memorized, and quickly recalled, and it supports the generation of new thoughts and innovation and brainstorming for the same. So the use of pictures or graphics always makes your presentation attractive, right? So here is an example. Okay. Sorry, the left hand side picture is not getting displayed somehow. Okay. uh, Anyway, so if on a blank slide, if I just write that many people have a problem with motivation, so just a plain text. But if I put a picture on the slide with just two words, like a picture with two words motivation problem, then immediately slide becomes attractive, right? Now pay attention, and when I flash the next slide, you have to tell me what thing on the slide you notice first. So you may use the chat box to share your answers. Uh, okay. I think on StreamYard I can see the comments. Okay. Uh, so whenever I will flash the next slide, just whatever thing on the slide you notice first, then you have to write that in comments. Okay, ready? So let me flash the next slide. Okay. So tell me what you saw first. Uh, is it the title of the slide, or the picture, or the big uh, letter written as house, or the description on the right? What thing you saw first? Yeah, image, house, the design, image, house, picture, right? Right. Very correct. Right. So most of the people are saying house. So the green picture of the house on the left hand side is the first thing you noticed immediately when I flash the slide, right? So images makes your slide impactful, right? Visual memories are the strongest memories. So do you remember from which movie this dialogue is? Visual memories are the strongest memories. Maybe again you can write in chat box. Do you remember this dialogue? Visual memories are the strongest memories. Drishyam, very correct. So this dialogue is from movie Drishyam. The character of Tabbu, the IG of Goa Police, speaks this dialogue when she understands the reason behind the strongholding on what family of Ajay Devgan did at Panjim. So basically, the family of Ajay Devgan created the visual memories which made them strong. So the brain information is processed in many ways, and visual information plays central role in that. We can describe a thing using many words, like this house is green, it has slanted roof, it is two-storied, etc., etc. But just putting one picture will tell you more than 1000 words, right? Brain can store keywords but may not store the minute details. But if you see a picture and remember it, then automatically you can recall all the details. Exactly, same is the thinking behind creating the mind map. It is like a picture, and hence stored effectively in the brain. So one more example again. So why do mind maps work? Can't I just stick to my list and my conventional tried and tested techniques? So here is the list on the left hand side that tells us the same thing what right hand side mind map tells, but the mind map makes it more attractive. Sorry. So the mind map makes it more attractive. The pictures put here in the mind map makes it even more attractive. And in the mind map, information which we are writing here is structured in a way that mirrors exactly how brain functions in a radiant fashion rather than a linear manner. So when we write a list, it's a linear fashion, and the mind map is radiating outward. So central theme and then branches are radiating out from the central theme, right? So exactly the same way brain functions, and it maps out an idea using associations and triggers that exact and connects the information in your head into something visible and structured. So the research shows that brain likes to work on the basis of associations, and it will connect every idea, memory, or piece of information to tens and hundreds and even thousands of other ideas and concepts. So these connections, which we represent here as a mind map, uh, it helps to memorize it, right? Okay. So on the same central idea, different people can make different mind map, and that's perfectly okay. So here is an example how two people made mind maps on the same topic, the mind map, which is the mind mapping. And exactly this is the same reason why I told you earlier that brainstorming should be done in groups, not just alone, because each one will bring some different thing to the table, and that's very important. Okay. Here on the right hand side, mind map that which you are seeing, it is a way the mind map is drawn in the traditional way of making mind map when people were using pen and paper. So drawing branches and writing a keyword on the branch is the older technique, or the conventional technique when people used to make it with paper. And left hand side one is how online tools create the mind map. So mind mapping is perfect for brainstorming in groups, visualizing the concepts effectively. It is effective way for making presentations and communicating the ideas effectively with the audience. Then it is good in the recent online working, that is using the electronic notebook, graphical organizers, etc. Then, as I told earlier, it in online tools of making mind map, it can be used effectively for collaboration. Then it is effective tool to run the meetings and also to take the meeting notes. Sorry. It is effective tool to give overview or graphical abstract. Then it can simplify tasks, assign responsibilities, and overall project management. It is also effective tool to plan essay writing, writing articles, research articles, research papers, books, or even giving talks. Here are few benefits of mind mapping, out of which a few things we have already discussed. So let's just quickly run through the slide. Mind map helps you to visualize entire picture at one go. It improves memory retention and concentration levels. It fosters imagination, increases creativity, improves problem solving skill. You see the entire picture at one go, and hence it helps in clarifying the goals of the project, better planning of the action points to achieve these goals. And if you are using this technique for studies, it will save the study time and also help you to memorize the topic better. As we have discussed already, the way mind map is presented is related closely with the neural network in the brain, and hence it expands brain's functionality. Since branches radiate out from the central idea, and then we divide that topic into subtopics through sub branches, it organizes well through to your thoughts. The similar topic can be clubbed together, and hence when you present the idea to the people, it creates a nice flow and makes the story complete. Mind mapping is collaborative tool for problem solving. Then as you use different colors, images, or what new generation call it as emojis, mind map becomes an attractive presentation of the central theme. It improves the long-term memory of factual information in the participants. As you become more and more expert in making mind maps, you will become faster in generating and organizing the ideas, because your brain will now basically trained to think in that very organized way, and it will also enhance critical thinking of the brain. Here are few examples where you can apply the mind mapping. So the planning of research project, planning a business project, planning of any event like seminar, conference, or even your annual gatherings, then writing a book, article, or even giving a speech. You can even use this technique for planning holiday trip. Here are few essential characteristics of mind mapping. The main idea or topic of subject is written at the center, or we can also use an image as a central theme. The main themes or the topics radiate out from the central theme as branches. Branches can comprise a keyword or key image. The topics of lesser importance are represented as twins of the relevant branch. The branches, sub-branches form a connected nodal structure. So if you read books on mind mapping, then they give many rules. But what I think is it's a free form of the brainstorming. But still, I found few rules useful to share with you, which will make your mind map impactful. So let's see few basic rules with some examples. So a central theme is placed in the center of the blank page. This is the title, the subject, a problem, or just a thought. So when thinking of something, images automatically can take a form in your head. For example, the image of colorful bunch of balloons when thinking of birthday. So you can put it at the center or as a central theme. The branches and sub branches radiate out from the central theme. There can be maximum 5 to 6 branches, and those many sub branches coming from the main branch. Too many branches will make it cluttered, so keep it simple. Uh, the two branches should not rejoin further, but you may have some dotted line connection between two sub branches, which can be shown as an association between the two sub branches. No content should be floating around. It should be connected to some branch. Then instead of using sentences or questions, we should use the keywords. So these are some basic things. So I just now said that you make use of keywords and not the sentences, right? So sentences are difficult to read and only a very limited number of associations can be made. Hence, you should use keywords. So as you can see here, as an example, suppose I am making a mind map for planning a birthday party. Then I should not use the questions or sentences like what do I need for my party, who do I need to send invitations. But instead, what you should do is you should use the keywords or the sometimes answers to the questions that you are asking. So just a birthday, then party, invitations to family, friends, colleagues, right? So instead of writing sentences, just write keywords that will save the space, your energy, and your increase your imagination. Then one word per branch. So mind maps summarize the information. So instead of sentences, ideally only single keywords are used. A single word per association gives more freedom, creativity, and clarity. Okay, let's see one example here. So for happiness, if you write good friends, then your thinking will just end there. Okay, so if you just write a good friends instead of writing good friends, now what you should do is uh, if you use single word friend, then now you can talk more about friends like good friends, old friends, new friends, false friend, like those we have on Facebook or Instagram. You can further have sub branches like old friends are childhood friends or sub school friends, etc. So when you uh, just use one word, it will give you freedom to expand the topic further. So instead of writing friends, if you write good friends, as shown here, the topic will just end there. Good friends, that's all. But if you just write friends, then it will open more thinking, more sub branches to the friends, right? So this is sorry. So this was just simple example, but when you are doing research, planning the research project, etc., this will help more. This way of thinking will help you more to generate more and more ideas. Then next is associations. So from the central theme, associations radiate out. So associations directly from the central theme are called first level association, then second level association are created, then third level, and so on. The brain thinks by imagination and association. When associations are created, connections are made. So these connections are essential for remembering and thinking. A mind map can have many first level associations, but the mind can only grasp about maximum up to six, seven, sorry, not six, seven associations. Hence, limit your associations to few numbers. Few associations will give clear view, as can be seen on right hand side mind map. Too many associations create chaos and can be seen as a left hand side mind map. Okay. Then you can use different colors and images to make the mind map attractive. The use of color is important in the mind map. Research shows that people who use color and images in their imagination when they are learning are better in remembering than those who don't. So you may use pictures also instead of keywords. Then different colored lines help to separate the different areas of the mind map. Color gives extra strength to the associations and it can have the meaning of its own. Uh, then here are some examples of frequently used symbols. I think all of you are familiar with such kind of emojis in WhatsApp, etc., right? Okay. Now let's take an example of mind map of holiday planning. So here we can see that for holiday planning, all WH type questions were asked, and from the answers we have made the mind map, like location for the trip. So where we want to go to the trip, when we want to go to the trip, that is dates, who are accompanying, where are we going to stay, what activities we are going to do on holiday, what is the transportation, etc. So ask all WH type questions to make sub branches or the branches radiating out from the central theme. Okay. Reading order. So mind map is always read clockwise from 2 and to 10 uh, from the clockwise. So if you see here left hand side there is a clock. So you should start reading the mind map from where the number 2 appears in the clock, and then clockwise read up to the 10. Okay, and from then inside to outside. So here you can see the central theme is holiday. Then likewise you can see the numbers here. So first is location, then where we are going, North India, then Himalayas, then Himachal Pradesh, then Simla, Kulu, Manali. Then here, then I will come to next sub branch, that is Uttarakhand, that is Nainital, Jim Corbett, etc. Then I will go to next branch, which is dates. So February, the week of 14 February, and so on. Okay. Then ordering principles. So every mind map is different with its theme and associations, but also similarities and patterns can be found in the way associations are ordered. So from general to specific. So associations can be ordered from general to more and more specific. General associations can be made more and more specific by adding details. So here, like uh, where are we going for the holiday? So more and more specific I am reading. So here is the general, which is North India. Then I am making it more specific. That is Himalayas, more specific. Himachal Pradesh, more specific. Shimla, Kulu, Manali. Likewise, go on making more and more specific. And then here you can see from abstract to more and more concrete. So activities, then which activity adventure activity, which adventure activity? Rafting. So here, if you see, rafting is an adventure activity, is an activity. Okay, or parajumping is an adventure activity, is an activity that we are going to do, right? So likewise, you can generate sub branches to the main branch. Okay. Then next is, or next pattern of ordering is whole to parts. So suppose if I am talking about cars, then cars has parts like engine, wheel, chassis. Then again from engine, engine has parts like radiator, battery, or wheel has parts like tire and rim. Likewise, from whole to parts, you can go on splitting into the parts, right? So that's one way of ordering, and then mix and match, like abstract, concrete, general, specific, etc. Then answers versus question, like answer, sorry, ask the question, and whatever answer you are getting, write it as a keyword here. So where are we going on the holiday? So location. Where are we going on holiday? North India. More specific. Where in North India? Himalayas. Where in Himalayas? Himachal Pradesh. Where in Himachal Pradesh? Shimla, Kulu, Manali. So where? Ask WH type questions that I said, right? Then when are we going to holiday? So write the dates. February. Week of, when in February? Week of 14th Feb. So till the time you get very specific answer, keep on repeating the question, right? So here again, let's take an example. Where are we going? North India. Where in North India? So I am repeating this where. Himalayas. Where in Himalayas? So again, repeating the where. So likewise, just keep on repeating that question where until you get very specific answer. Again, what can we do during our holiday? Activities. Again, what kind of activities? Adventure activities. What kind of adventure activities? Rafting, parajumping. So keep on asking what until you get specific answer. Then here you can see some names are given which are marked in green. So that means it's his responsibility. Like Sagar to book the adventure activity, Prafulla to book self-drive car, or Amir to book the apartment, Amir to book the accommodation basically, or Rohan to book the transportation, etc. Okay, so likewise, the responsibilities can be shown in different colors just to stand it out. Okay. Then paper versus pen or software. So here is an example like, so if I want to give a talk on the Taiwan, so here was the old fashioned mind map that you can see. So Taiwan is the central theme, then the topic is subdivided into people, geography, history, politics, etc. So this was how people used to make mind map when they were making it on paper. And now if I use software, the same mind map software will give me like this. So the same thing, like people, geography, history, politics, then in geography, the island, subtropical, etc., etc. Okay, so these are the software generated mind maps, and here are few online tools which you can use for creating mind maps. So Mindomo, MindMister, MindMap, MindView, etc. So these are few of the online tools you can explore more. So MindMap is, I think, free online tool, and that's why you have limited facilities there. I mostly use MindMister or Mindomo, which give many more facilities. So I think it's 5-3. Okay. Let's see if we can do one short activity using Mindomo mind mapping tool. Okay. Let's see how many slides I am left with. Okay, just few examples, and then we can quickly do a small activity. Okay, so here is the example, like building a website. So if someone wants to build a website and they brainstorm it, so they want to make a home page, the responsibilities with Dave, header responsibilities with Sarah, page navigation again Dave, footer Sarah again, etc., etc. Then external collaboration wherever required, it is highlighted in pink. photographer required or external contractor. Responsibility is marked in red color. Then different team wherever they need to be get involved, like portfolio marketing team needs to be get involved, etc. Okay, so likewise, the mind map is made for the new website. Then storytelling. So if I am telling you a story or writing a book, then you can make a mind map. Like in a story, first chapter this will happen, second chapter this will happen, third chapter this will happen, and so on. Then again, in first chapter, again divide that idea, like the first subheading, second subheading, third subheading, etc. So this will basically complete the idea. So if you remember any examples of watching a movie or watching a web series, etc., then sometimes these movies or web series, basically stories, they have some side stories, and if they are not completed, then the entire movie or web series will not make a good impact on your mind. So one example which I remember here is the web series Ashram. If you have seen the Ashram web series, then in initial few episodes they have some side stories, and they are not completed afterwards, and they are just left over like that. So after you complete the web series, then you will think, अरे वो तो साइड स्टोरी था, उसका कुछ किया ही नहीं, बाद में ये नहीं किया वो नहीं किया. So why this happens? Because they don't have entire picture on one page. If they have, then they will not make such mistakes. Okay, and that's why if you make a mind map like this, and if you have any side story, then you need to complete that somewhere. Maybe a side story is starting in chapter 1. If you and it is completing in chapter 3, then you should show a dotted line connection there, like this side story needs to be completed here in chapter 3. Then only that story of your book will be completed. Okay, and that's why getting the entire view on one page is very important. Then taking a meeting note. So if I am sitting in a sales meeting and just whatever discussion is going on, I just started making mind maps. It's easily whatever discussion is happening on one topic, I can just put it in one branch of, like Dave's top wins. What are the top wins? Or Sarah's holiday, etc. New website launch. Whatever I am talking or whatever discussion will happen in the meeting on the website launch, I can just keep here or connect somewhere here. There should not be anything floating, right? It should be connected to the main theme through some branch and sub branch. Okay. So likewise, you can take meeting notes as well as to conduct meeting as well. You can make a mind map and go on explaining this thing, this thing, this thing, etc. Okay. So actually, typically when I take the session, I give one activity to the students for making a mind map for career options. But so, sir, how many minutes can we continue? Actually, I have two activities, so we can skip this activity and I can just shortly take one more activity.
Yes, sir. We can take one more activity.
One activity. So I will just skip this career option mind map. So later on, students can try generating the mind map for career options. So I can just show you the mind map which I made here as a career option. Like if I am a bachelor student, then one option can be to go higher education, go for higher education. Then there can be locations within India or abroad, or options like technical or doing management. Then if I want to do a job, then location I may have a preference near to my home or anywhere in India or anywhere in the world. Then type of the job, like private or government. In government, maybe research institute. If I want to go to research institute, I need to do higher education, and that's why a dotted line connection is shown. Like if I want to go there, I need higher education, like research labs, etc. So this was the mind map created by me for career option. And then one more activity is on nutraceutical, development of nutraceutical. So let's do it together. Okay. So here, mm, let me share. Okay. So here you can see I'm using a Mindomo tool here, and uh, let's talk about nutraceuticals. Okay, so again, I'm making a mind map here, and you can use the chat box to suggest me, like, suppose I want to set up a business in the area of nutraceuticals, then how I can go about it, like how I can make a project plan or what activities I need to do if I want to set up a business in say nutraceutical. So first thing maybe R&D, uh, then second thing maybe production, uh, financial, regulatory, sales and marketing. So these are just different areas on which I need to work. Okay, so let's see. So in R&D, so which product I want to work on. So I need to see product. What are the raw materials required? What are the analysis? Sorry, so what instruments required? Analytical methods. Then external labs. Then in production, I need to. So suppose after R&D, I just thought that I will make one nutraceutical product from a garlic. So garlic extract and a formulation of that extract, maybe in the form of capsule or something like that. This is what I suppose I just shortlisted. So so in production, what equipment will be needed? Sorry, equipment maybe extraction unit, then concentration of the extract, purification, formulation, packaging, right? Then again the raw materials. So from where I'm going to procure the raw materials. Then what else? Okay, let's see for sales and marketing. So sales and marketing, what do you think? What should be done? Like advertisement. So what kind of advertisement? Maybe TV, newspaper, social media. Right? These are kind of advertisements. Then uh, maybe demonstrations in conferences, etc. Then how I am going to sell it, like distribution. So how distribution channel works. So like I may need medical representatives, and I need uh, um, retail counters, etc., etc. Then the regulatory affairs. When it comes to regulatory, there are different things for food and pharma, like FDA is related to my product. Then I may need factory license. Then I may need GST registration. Then what else? Any other certification like ISO or something like that. Then when it comes to financial, uh, so I may have self-funding, or otherwise I will just write funding, self investors, bank loan, etc. Then likewise, I can just go on expanding the ideas. Okay, so right now I just did it alone. So I have produced few ideas. When we'll do it in group, or you can try it in groups, you will generate more and more ideas, because many people will contribute to many more ideas, and that's how you can just go on expanding. Okay, so this is a simple tool, Mindomo, and you can just try it. So one more thing which I wanted to show you is, like, suppose uh, we are a team, and then I need to assign this sales and marketing to someone. So if I just right click this, I have some options here. So you can see here, like, text or links can be uh, attached to this box here, or multimedia or picture or any audio clip, etc., which will give more information about this one. Then here are different types of representations, how you can do it. Then formatting tools, basically. And if the last option here, so you can see here, unassigned, or me, Jyoti Oakley, add people. So I can just add people here, and then, sorry, so I can add people here from my team and assign this task to them. Like, I am assigning, suppose, this task to Jyoti Oakley, then she will get notification, and this here you can see that this task is assigned to JG, that is Jyoti Oakley. Then you can set up a deadlines here. Okay, if it is repeating task, and whenever it is completed, you can mark it as a complete. Okay, so these are the uh, facilities which you get here in the online tool, but it's a paid tool, and that's why I am getting these options here. If it is not paid, if it is a free tool, then uh, then you don't get that much facilities, like assigning collaborative tools, or setting up deadlines, etc. Okay, so this is how basically mind mapping can be done for a central theme. So this was the nutraceutical, or like I said, the career options which I shown you just now on the slide. So here is the mind map for career option, like, likewise. Okay, so whenever I am reading, what I told you is, read from start from 2 up to 10 clockwise, right? So I will start with the higher education, then from inside to outside. So from higher education, location within India, abroad, then options like technical MBA. Then clockwise, I will move ahead from higher education to job, then location nearby my home, and so on. Okay, so from 2 to 10. Okay, so this is the reading order, and from inside to outside. Okay, and making more and more specific, like higher education, location, options. Okay. Okay, so I think it's 5:19. We can stop here. Means I can stop presentation from my side. We can take few questions. I can see there are many questions here in the chat box. Uh, Sorry, you are on mute, Prajakta.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Uh, Thank you for giving us an in depth analysis and sharing the insights of mind mapping, its application to brainstorming for research projects in organizational structure, and application of mind mapping to choose the right career option. Indeed, mind mapping is a very effective tool and pedagogy for connecting to learners. And thank you so much. So, now the forum is open for question answer session, and we have a question from Mushtaq Sheikh. Would you please suggest any software for this purpose, mind mapping purpose?
Yeah, so the there are online tools available which I shown. Let me share that slide again. So these are the online tools. You can just make a note of them. So just now we saw the demonstration with MindDomo. There is one more MindMister. So that's online tool, and its mobile app is also available for this one. MindMap is the free tool, so not much more options are available in MindMap. MindView, actually, I have not used this MindView much more. So these are the online tools.
Okay, so thank you. The next question is from Abhijit Wadve. How is design thinking different from project based learning?
How is design thinking different from project-based learning? So design thinking is basically the planning you are doing for the project, and the project learning basically when you will do actual experimentation and draw learnings from that. But for doing experimentation, basically design thinking is very much necessary, because if you don't plan properly, then your random experimentation is going to be wasted. It's not they are not fruitful, and that's why design thinking is and the basically planning of the experiments is much more important. So maybe up to 30-40% of the of your time you should uh, dedicate for literature search and designing the project, planning of the project, and then execution, maybe rest 60%.
Okay, so thank you so much. The next question is from Ashok Chaudhary. How to prioritize and focus on any one idea after a brainstorming session?
Yeah, it's very difficult sometimes how to focus on any one idea, or how to come down to any one idea. If we have many ideas, like if you want to start a business, in which area to start a business, what product you want to manufacture, or whether to go for marketing and get your product contract manufactured from somewhere, etc., etc. So lot many uh, ideas will be generated, and how to prioritize any one idea and focus on that is a key question. And many times people uh, are not uh, they will not come down to any one idea and then take it ahead. So it's very difficult if you are thinking just alone. So always it is advisable to take help of your seniors, take help of the expert people. Like if you are starting a business, take help of the people who are already doing a business, and uh, like which area to start, what products you want to manufacture, how is the market for that product, etc. So when you will consult the senior people, then only they can give you good suggestions, and then only you can prioritize the idea. Just thinking alone will not help. So always take a help of the senior people.
Yeah, thank you, sir. The next question is from Mushtaq Sheikh. How does mind mapping help designing products for market?
Yeah, so it's a ideation tool, or brainstorming tool. So basically, it will not directly help you in designing the products, but whatever ideas will be generated, they can be organized in one paper or one view. Their mind map will help you. Like we just now take example, like if you want to manufacture one product, then what are the different aspects for that product, and how they can be subdivided into different topics, etc.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. The next question is from Suprita Bhide. Is mind mapping essential at every stage of innovation development?
Yeah, means it's one of the tool for the brainstorming. It's not necessary that you can just use mind mapping, but you can use any brainstorming tool. So there are different tools. I just presented here one tool, but yeah, so every stage of innovation, like when you start the planning, you will so if you are using mind map, you will make one mind map for whenever you start the project. And as you progress and come up with some results from your experimentation or whatever is, then depending on that, those results or the observation, you will draw some conclusion, and then it's possible that your mind map changes after stage one, so or after milestone one. So there can be different milestones which you want to achieve during your project, and you have planned that using mind map. But when you achieve say milestone one, then you say that I need to deviate from what I had planned, and that's perfectly fine. So if whenever you are riding a bike and you decide to go straight, some you cannot always go straight because someone just come in between. You have to take diversion and again come back to your path and keep traveling towards your final destination, right? You cannot just decide that I will just drive straight, so whoever comes in between, I will dash them, and but I will just keep going straight. You cannot do that, right? And you have to take divergence. So same thing uh, is in life. So whenever you will achieve say milestone one, you may see that I need to change my strategy a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. You can again restructure your mind map and then proceed.
Okay, so thank you, sir. The next question is from Rohan Chaudhary. How can we use mind mapping for hierarchical planning?
Yeah, so the Mindomo tool which I shown here, so you can see that there are different types of or different templates are available, and like hierarchical planning mind map is also available. So you can just explore that tool. That's what I can suggest at this stage, so that different types of planning you can explore there.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Rohan Chaudhary. Sir, then the branching will depend on how many different branches exist, right?
Yes. So yes, maybe. Yeah. So how many branches and how many sub branches? So it depends on the idea, basically central idea, and this branch you have. Sometimes on one branch you may have many sub branches, and one branch you may have just one or two, and that's perfectly fine. It happens. It can happen.
Okay, so the next question is from Niriksha Shetty. How mind mapping can help in converting an innovative idea into a prototype?
Uh, so basically, mind map will help you to plan how to make a prototype. It will not direct you towards prototype, but you have to ideate and generate the ways to make a prototype. So that's how you can arrange your ideas and then choose which way to go and make a prototype.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The next and the last question. So that is from Priya Baranwal. Sir, can we generate a mind map in PowerPoint slide with basic tools?
uh, Maybe you may be able to generate a mind map in PowerPoint, but the smart art tool which you have in PowerPoint uh, may not be that good for generating it. Means you have to manually arrange the boxes and make the connections. Instead, you if you use the tools which I just shown you, like Mindomo or MindMap, etc., you can easily generate the mind map just using tab and enter buttons. So it's very easy to generate mind map there instead of PowerPoint. But you can export the mind map from those tools, convert it to images, and just import it into the PowerPoint.
Okay, so thank you, sir, for such an elaborative session. Um, before concluding today's webinar, I would like to invite Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, 7th President, IIC Westcop, to propose a vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. Uh, Honorable guest Dr. Sagar Gokle ji, Principal Dr. Supriya Shidhar Madam, participant of the event and dear student. I'm here to deliver the task of highest responsibility, that is paying the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I'm deeply grateful to our management of Westcop and our motivational source, Shri Bulani ji, who happened to have his birthday today. Then President VS Trust and Trust in charge Westcop, our coordinator, Professor Jannaras Madam, and our principal madam, Dr. Supriya Shidai, for helping us at all the stages for upgrading our ISC activities and supporting at all the levels. I am obliged to Dr. Sagar Gokhale sir for being our guest today and addressing us with his word of wisdom and experience, uh, and that too he could make it on a very short notice of, let us say, 5 6 days only. Sir, we are surely going to use the mind mapping for generating our graphical abstract for thesis, for presentation, and even for papers. And also, we'll use this tool at addition stage of research and for teaching learning process. That's for sure. And since seminars for informed students is just round the corner, and even for final year student, the uh, presentation for their project work will be round the corner. I'm sure they will have also picked up the guidance from your presentation. Uh, I also recognize the good deal of effort put by my faculty member colleague, Dr. Anita Iyer, who has happened to vice president of IIC, for organizing this event. I also acknowledge the prompt and proactive support from ICT team, Dr. Anand Chittakarendra sir and Mrs. Prachiti Arya madam. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participant and audience to make it here. I know few of you had just finished their examination this afternoon. You would be tired, but I'm very sure you have taken some take-home messages. For more updates, I will request the audience to kindly follow our channel for the activities of ICUSCOP in particular. Thanks to Ms. Prajakta, the moderator of the event, for gracefully coordinating the event. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you all a happy weekend and see you all Sudhar for the next event. Over to you, Prajakta. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. There are few announcements. The link for the feedback form is shared in the chat box. All the participants are requested to fill the feedback form. E-certificates will be issued to all participants after the submission of the feedback form. Do subscribe our college YouTube channel, VS College of Pharmacy, and stay connected with Westcop through our social media handles to get information on our upcoming events and activities. With this, we now conclude the session. Thank you everyone for joining. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.